What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris. It's another amazing episode of Financipation. This channel is all about making money. It's all about saving money. It's all about building generational wealth. And it's all about financially emancipating yourself from generational poverty. On this channel, everybody, I give you a six-figure MBA level worth of investing and financial knowledge for free here on YouTube. And the things that people typically spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn in grad school or in business school, I give to you for free here on Financipation. And please hit that notification bell so you know when I drop new content. And I drop new content every Sunday. Okay. So I recently had somebody reach out to me and say, Chris, why is it that you always are talking about index funds when it comes to stock market investing, and what makes index funds so special? So with that, I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and drop a podcast on arguably, in my opinion, the greatest investment tool that there exists when it comes to buying stocks on the stock market. First and foremost, passively managed low-cost index funds that everybody were actually started by Vanguard CEO and founder Jack Bogle in the 1970s. And the first question people typically ask me is, Chris, what is an index fund? So imagine if you walk into a candy store, right? Let's say there are 3,000 pieces of candy inside this candy store. And it's candy that you've never seen before, candy that you've never tasted, and you have no idea what it tastes like. And you have exactly $50 that you can spend on all this individual candy. Well, imagine that you individually pick random pieces of candy and you spend all $50 on it. And once you spend all $50 on this candy, all of it is nasty and disgusting because you picked individual pieces of candy. Well, everybody, that's what it's like when you pick individual stocks, as you literally have no idea whether that stock is going to go up or whether it's going to go down. You have no idea whether you're going to like the stock and whether it's going to be a good return on your investment. Now, let's say that instead of you taking that $50 and buying individual pieces of candy, you buy one large box that has very small samples of all 3,000 pieces of candy inside of it. So essentially, everybody, for $50, you have literally bought the entire stock market. I'm sorry, you've literally bought the entire candy store for that $50. And that's what it's like, everybody, when you buy a total stock market index fund that tracks the entire total stock market, because you are literally purchasing a small portion of every stock on the US stock exchange for a very small fee. In this case, the example I used was $50. And historically and financially speaking, everyone, investing your money into index funds is an extremely smart thing to do if you purchase them through Fidelity, Charles Schwab, or Vanguard. So first reason, everybody, that I love index funds is because they are simple and they're easy to manage. So on this channel, everybody, I unapologetically talk about how I am a long-term investor and I essentially invest my money and don't touch it for decades. With low-cost total stock market index funds, this makes it extremely easy to be a long-term investor, because every month I invest a few $1,000s into the same 2 or 3 index funds into my brokerage account or into my retirement accounts with portfolios in Charles Schwab or Fidelity, and I don't give a second thought about it. And with my 3 or 4 investment index fund strategy, I essentially set it and forget it. I invest that money into arguably the simplest and most effective way to build generational wealth on the stock market, and I just leave it there for decades. So the first reason, everybody, that I love index funds is because they are simple and they're easy to manage and maintain. The next reason, everybody, that I love index funds is that they are easy to understand and they're simple. So if you invest in your money into an index fund that tracks the technologies or AI, then that means your index fund is tracking the largest technology and AI companies on the US stock market. If you invest your money into, say, healthcare or pharmaceutical companies, that means your index fund is tracking the largest healthcare and pharmaceutical companies on the stock market. And if you invest your money into low-cost total stock market index funds like the ones in Charles Schwab or Vanguard or Fidelity that track the entire U.S. stock market, then that means your index fund is tracking all 3,000 to 5,000 stocks on the U.S. stock market. So when you buy individual stocks or you're paying some broker to invest your money for you, you are not always aware of what you are investing into, and the companies sometimes keep it vague because they don't want you to know exactly what they are investing your money into. But with index funds, that is not the case. The next reason, everybody, that I love index funds is that they are easy to understand. They are very transparent. You know exactly what you are investing your money into. The next reason I love index funds is that they have a very, very low expense ratio and high year-to-date ratios. So everybody, building wealth isn't really that hard. You maximize your income, you minimize your debt, you legally find ways to lower your taxes, and you find a way to minimize that amount of money that you lose when you invest your money. Expense ratios, everybody, are the amount of money a fund charges you for investing with them. So for instance, if you look at the American Century 1 stock with the ticker symbol AROIX, At the time of this recording in 2024, it has an expense ratio of approximately 0.88%. What that means, everybody, is that for every $10,000 that you make investing with this fund, they only charge you $88. At the time of this recording, everyone, this fund also has a year-to-date return of somewhere around 13%. So that means, based on the rule of 72, if you put $10,000 into this fund, in about 6 years, your money will double and you'd have around $20,000 in this account. I currently have an index fund, everyone, through Charles Schwab and Fidelity that currently has expense ratios of around 0.01%, which means that for every $10,000 I make in that account, they only charge me $1. And the year to date, everyone, for this particular index fund is 28%, which means that for every 2.5 years, the money that I have invested into this account, it literally doubles. The next reason, everybody, that I love index funds is that they have a very low expense ratios and traditionally have very high year-to-date ratios compared to other stocks on the stock market. Next, the next reason that I love index funds is that they save me time. I am a senior mechanical engineer in corporate America, and I am currently running a $75 million project for the firm that I work for. I'm also running a financial consulting business called Financipation, and you are currently watching the YouTube portion of my financial consulting business. And lastly, everybody, most importantly, I'm married with 2 kids. I also get up every morning at 3:30 a.m. to head to the gym to work out, and I'll basically work in either my business, play with my kids, play with my wife, and or work on my corporate America career every night until about 10 p.m. 6 days a week. So I don't know how to say this. I'm just gonna flat out say it. I do not have a lot of free time, period. One of the things, however, that I absolutely love about index funds is that I spend less than 5 minutes a month logging into my Fidelity account or my Charles Schwab account and investing a few $1,000s into my brokerage accounts and then going about my day. So over the course of an entire year, everyone, get this, I spend less than 1 hour a year checking the markets and buying index funds for my retirement accounts. So for comparison's sake, when I was in grad school getting my MBA at Drexel University, I graduated with some of the smartest men in the country and women when it came to finance. And some of these individuals ended up working on Wall Street as day traders. And get this, they spend close to 90 hours a week trying to beat the market. So these day traders that I used to go to school with, they read every blog, they watch every financial chart, they analyze every domestic and international trend, and they do everything they possibly can to try to beat the market and essentially predict the future. I spend 1 hour a year investing. They spend 5,000 hours a year investing. And what's crazy, everybody, is that over the last 15 years, studies show that the index funds that I invest into have made me more money than the guys who spend 5,000 hours a year trying to beat the market 96% of the time. Once again, I work 1 hour a year on my investments, and I have enjoyed a 12 to 15% return with my total stock market index funds over the last 15 years. Whereas the day traders that work 5,000 hours a year barely return 5% a year. The next reason, everybody, that I love index funds is that they save me a lot of time. In 1 year, I spend less than 1 hour checking my accounts. Whereas people that try to time the market and that basically buy and sell individual stocks, they can spend upwards of 5,000 hours a year. Do the math. Before I go any further, please hit the notification bell so you know when I drop new content. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the algorithm, and I thoroughly enjoy giving you an MBA level worth of investing and financial knowledge for free here on YouTube. Next, the next reason that I love index funds is that they outperform actively managed mutual funds. So I talked about this a little bit earlier, everyone, my last point, but passively managed low-cost total stock market index funds like the ones that I buy and the ones that you can buy from Charles Schwab, Fidelity, and Vanguard typically outperform, and they beat hedge fund managers, day traders, and individuals who basically buy stocks and sell them on a day-to-day basis 96% of the time over a 15-year period. Mutual funds, everybody, are actively managed by financial advisors and experts that are supposed to beat the market. But what's crazy is that the index funds that are passively managed, like the ones that I purchase, that are supposed to simply match the market, beat them almost 100% of the time over a 20-year period. And that was one of the things, everybody, that blew my mind, because generally speaking, in the United States of America, if you pay an expert for anything, you typically get a superior product. But that is not the case in the finance world, because index funds overwhelmingly beat the pants off of people who try to, over supposedly experts who try to beat the market. And the next reason, everybody, that I love index funds is that they outperform actively managed mutual funds nearly 100% of the time, once again, over a 20-year period. Next, The next reason I love index funds is that they are way more tax efficient and they lower your capital gains compared to buying individual stocks or compared to going with the day trader. The next reason, everybody, that I love index funds is that they are way more tax efficient and they lower your capital gains taxes. So when you pay a stockbroker, a hedge fund manager, or a financial planner or advisor to invest your money, they're incentivized everyone to buy and sell stocks so they can drive up their commissions. And when you buy a stock at a lower rate and you sell that stock at a higher rate, you make a profit from the sale of that asset. That profit is called a capital gain. The federal government then taxes you a percentage on the amount of money that you made, because once again, if you make money in America, the federal government is going to find a way to legally tax you on it. So in addition to the capital gains tax that you're going to be paying if you go with a day trader or a hedge fund manager or a financial planner that's buying and selling stocks for you, those hedge fund managers, those day traders, and the financial planners and advisors that you use also charge you fees and they charge you commissions, which ends up costing you more money. So it's funny to me because you essentially are spending a lot more money for a vastly inferior product if you go with the actively managed mutual fund versus if you go with a passively managed total stock market index fund. The cool thing about index funds, everybody, is that if you are a long-term investor like I am and you aren't selling your index funds and you hold them for decades, you aren't paying the capital gains that come with buying individual stocks. And you therefore save yourselves hundreds of thousands of dollars or possibly millions of dollars over an investment period of roughly 40 to 50 years. The next reason I love index funds is that they are way more tax efficient and they lower your capital gains taxes exponentially, thereby saving you hundreds of thousands or possibly millions of dollars in taxes. The next reason I love index funds is that they are extremely reliable and they minimize your risks. So as a mechanical engineer and an MBA, I legitimately picked my career because I was always good at math. And with both degrees, I knew I would always have multiple careers waiting for me, whether it was in finance, whether it was in engineering, whether it's construction or whatever. And index funds, everybody, are literally no different. They are extremely stable and they are also very, very reliable. So to be clear, past performance is no guarantee of future returns. So there is no guarantee that you will always make money with any stock, including index funds. And the first index fund, however, was launched in 1976 by Vanguard founder Jack Bogle. But over the last 50 years, passively managed, low-cost total stock market index funds have averaged around 12%. Whereas the average actively managed mutual fund manager and the average financial advisor over the same 50-year period has only averaged about 4.6%. The next reason I love index funds is that they are reliable and they minimize your risk. The next reason I love index funds is that they are extremely diverse. Jack Bogle, the late great founder of Vanguard, said that buying individual stocks was stupid and it was like trying to find the needle in the proverbial haystack. His professional advice was, stop trying to find the needle, buy the whole dang haystack. So when you purchase a total stock market index fund, you are essentially buying the entire US stock market. And by doing that, you are buying all the bad stocks in the US stock market, but most importantly, all the good stocks in the US stock market. So the higher performing accounts such as Apple, Tesla, Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, Facebook, Amazon, they essentially pull up the lower performing stocks and they also shield you from poor returns during recessions and inflation. And conversely, when the Apples, the Teslas, the Googles, the Microsofts, and the Facebooks are doing bad, the other stocks essentially pull them up. So having an extremely diverse portfolio, picking stocks that have high returns and staying in the market for decades are the surest ways to build wealth with the stock market. And with index funds, everybody, you get all three. The next reason I love index funds is that they capture the entire US stock market and they are extremely diverse. Why? Because they're made up of sometimes over 2,500 stocks. So the last reason that I love index funds is that there's no racial component when it comes to building your wealth. So with index funds, you don't have to worry about being passed over for a promotion because you don't look like upper management. With index funds, you don't have to worry about getting a low appraisal for your home because of the color of your skin. Compound interest, the stock market, and index funds in particular, they don't care what color your skin is. They don't care what your gender is. They don't care where you're from, and they don't care what God you pray to or what you look like. The only rules that index funds follow are the rules of compound interest and time in the market. And they simply return around 12% every year. And they allow you to get paid 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. There are no racial or ethnic biases built into the index funds or into the stock market. And the last reason that I love investing into low-cost, passively managed index funds and the stock market in general is that there's no racial component of any kind when it comes to investing your money and building your generational wealth. Lastly, the last example I want to give is this. Let's say you take my advice and you are an 18-year-old and you start investing $500 a month into a Fidelity low-cost total stock market index fund that returns 10% a year. So if you invested $500 a month for 37 years into the stock market with index funds and you retired at 55 years old, you have approximately 2.1 million with the M dollars waiting for you in retirement. And if you invested for 47 years and invested $500 a month for 47 years into the stock market with index funds and you retired at 65 years old, everybody, you would have approximately $5.5 million with an M waiting for you in retirement. Wake up, everybody. Low-cost total stock market index funds are phenomenal and a simple way to build generational wealth in the stock market and to financially emancipate yourself from poverty. I would highly advise you look into using them. Okay. So this channel is all about making money. It's all about saving money. It's all about building generational wealth. And it's all about financially emancipating yourself from poverty. On this channel, everybody, I give you a 6-figure MBA level with investing and financial knowledge. You can book a one-on-one session with me at any point. I am not giving you financial advice on this channel. You must make responsible decisions based on the thorough independent research that you do for yourself. Please check out my website at www.therealfinancipation.com. Check me out on Instagram, _Financipation. My Spotify is Financipation, and my TikTok is Financipation. Additionally, check out my Facebook page and follow me on my Facebook tribe, Financipation, and check out my financial blog as well, where I go into a lot more detail about just how to build wealth, index fund investing, stock markets, the HSA, SEP IRAs, all that good stuff, and real estate. And check out some of my digital, my e-products below as well. Please like, please comment, please share, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Thank you, Kilica Solutions, for all of these dope graphics. And it's your boy, Chris. I'm out. Peace.